Chapter 12. Escape from the Isle of the Scullions. The chest was not full of stones. It was full to the brim with a gorgeous treasure. Strings of jewels, golden cups, objects more dazzlingly bright than anything the hooligans have ever seen before. "Is it so safe to look now?" asked Toothless, with his eyes shut. Hiccup opened his eyes. "I think so," he said uncertainly. He had drawn his sword as Snotlat opened the chest, and now he peered in. "It seems," he said suspiciously, "it seems to be just a box full of treasure."
"Of course it is," said Stoic. "What did I tell you? No booby traps. You have too much imagination, my boy. Sometimes you have to leave things to the experience of your elders and betters."
Snotlat had already reached in and drawn out a truly magnificent sword, the scabbard richly decorated with dragons, skulls, and the waves of an angry sea. That sword fit for a pirate king. It made the soft hiss of a serpent as Snotlat gently drew it out of its scabbard, and as the sunlight glinted on the still bright, cruel blade, you could see how bitingly sharp it was, even after all of these years underground. On the handle was a furious portrait of Thor the Thunderer with a tangled seaweedy beard, and across the blade was a zigzag lightning pattern in a lighter silver. "The Stormblade," breathed Baggybum the Beerbelly. It was indeed the Stormblade, Grimbeard the Ghastly's famous sword, with which he had ruled over the entire Inner Isles in such a ruthless fashion. As Snotlat waved it gently to and fro, it seemed to give off a fierce, hungry light of its own. Gently Stoic reached over and took it from his nephew.
"I think you'll find," said Stoic calmly, "the Stormblade belongs to the chief of the Hairy Hooligans, and to him alone."
There was a crafty, greedy look in his eye as he threw aside his own sword and took hold of the Stormblade. Toothless winkled his snout and sniffed. "What's the smell? What's that smell? "What smell?" asked Hiccup. "That smell," replied Newt's Breath, making a face. Hiccup looked across at Fireworm, the greatest sniffer of them all. The normally flame-red dragon was drooping on Snotlat's shoulder, an extraordinary shade of pale green. "Suffering scallops!" shouted Hiccup. "The Scullions! Shut the box!" And he launched himself at the box lid, trying to shut it.
"The boy's crazy,"
said Baggybum the Beerbelly, easily preventing Hiccup from shutting it by holding it open with one massive forefinger.
"Crazy with jealousy,"
sneered Snotlat. "Shut the box! Shut the box! Shut the box!" yelled Hiccup, struggling in Baggybum's arms.
Now, my boy,"
said Stoic, irritated but trying to soothe his son.
"you can find some treasure next time, I'm sure. We're quite safe. The Scullions can't see us or hear us."
"But they can smell us!" shouted Hiccup. "Greenbeard has booby-trapped the box with a smell, and that'll wake the Scullions."
"What do you mean, smell us?"
asked Stoic. He gave an experimental sniff. Now the stench was so strong even the humans were noticing it. Fireworm had already flown up in the heather. All the hooligans started sniffing, and there it was. An unmistakable reek of rotting fish and long-dead walrus, with perhaps a hint of moth-old crab meat? "Pooh!" muttered the hooligans, their attention wandering from the box. "Shut the box!" yelled Hiccup, purple in the face from fury at their stupidity. Light dawned on Stoic the vast, stupid countenance.
"Ah, I see what you mean. Shut the box! Quickly!"
At last he realized the urgency of the situation and shut the box, sitting on it for good measure. But it made no difference. The smell was getting stronger by the minute, an unimaginably horrid stench. If the Scullions caught just one whiff of that horrible smell, it wouldn't take long for them to wake up, and the thought was too awful to contemplate. And then Hiccup realized that the awful screech-scratch of the sleep sharpening had stopped. That meant, "Run!" shouted Hiccup. At exactly the same moment, Fireworm shrieked, "Dessert! Dessert!"